Good afternoon. My name's Mike Higgins. I'm the team lead for RPIW number 3. RPIW number 3 operates in the emergency inpatient value stream and is going to be focusing on the targeted date of discharge. Before you is the list of team members with our TAC time and cycle times assigned for each one. And here's a photograph of our wonderful team. What a handsome bunch. Now, our project form, as I mentioned, we're associated with the emergency inpatient value stream. Our focus is on targeted date of discharge and how it's used to support care planning and discharge planning for ischemic stroke patients. The theme, which I've just mentioned, but the unique thing about this is that it's about the information flow. Our project did focus on the information flow. Now, our target progress report and results sheets outlines the measures that we selected, where we believed or hoped that we could actually achieve improvements. You can flip to the next chart. Now, to calculate TAC time on an information flow is a challenging thing, but we felt we'd better understand the patient demand on the floor, Unit 5A at the General. So we did end up calculating 2 TAC times. One TAC time assumed that the unit was open 24/7. And based on that assumption, our TAC time was 61.5 hours per patient. Every 61.5 hours a patient enters and leaves. The second assumption was that there's very little admitting and discharge activity between 11:30 at night and 7:30 in the morning. So, assuming 16-hour operation, 7 days a week, our TAC time was 41 hours per patient. Now, this is the current state value stream map that our team developed. And you can see that it is an information cycle and that the front end of this is quite convoluted, many different ways to arrive at and enter targeted date of discharge information into our systems. The cycle reflects the care plan and clearly the starbursts represent lots of improvement opportunities in this information flow. Here's our future state value stream map, tidied up significantly. We were able to achieve a huge simplification of and rationalization of how the targeted date of discharge information was being entered and used. So pre-Kaizen, we had listed a list of 9, or identified a list of 9 defects, and we were tracking them throughout, and you can see that the 3 significant ones range from 85% to 92% defect rates, and we hope to achieve improvements. Here's a spaghetti diagram of the information flow. Very hard to visualize this, but from the nursing unit station at the center of that starburst, the data is entered. When it's entered into our systems, it goes out to all the screens and monitors that are circulating throughout the unit, the SCM monitors. Yeah. Mr. Larsen.
Thanks, Mike. My name is Derek Larsen. I'm the sub-team lead for this RPIW. What I'm going to talk to you about right now is just the time observation forms and timings of entering targeted date of discharge into SCM and innovation. As you can well imagine, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's very short. We're looking at 15 and 17 seconds. This is just the standard work combination sheet showing that information too. More importantly, I think, is when we actually investigated the usage of the targeted date of discharge when it's entered into innovation or SCM, we found in consultation with the appropriate individuals in the region that targeted date of discharge that's entered into innovation is not used at all. So we planned an action right there and then to actually make an improvement with that, and our team lead, Mike Higgins, drafted a memorandum to all the individuals that are involved in entering TTD in innovation to stop doing that. And save some time here and get rid of the MUDA. I will indicate that it does save some seconds. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when we took a look at how many admissions occur in our health region, which is around, my cheat sheet here is 34,000, and you multiply that out, it actually equates to 161 hours in a year. So that's a significant amount of savings of time by not engaging in that endeavor. So I'm going to hand this over to Cindy now.
Hi, I'm Cindy Hanowski, unit clerk at General Emergency. My part in this was in the filling of the PPOs in the black stroke folders, which we keep in emergency. The location of the PPOs is being moved from the green folders, which are at the main desk, to an actual stroke folder in the emergency department, which will be pulled at every stroke alert, so it will be at the patient bedside. Our intent is to improve the access to the physicians so they actually use the form. Our pre and post Kaizen reports don't really change much as the steps in don't change or the timing doesn't change. The impact to the 5A unit clerk will be to make less stroke charts so that the actual PPOs are up to date. As many of them, we had, I think, 3 different versions going around. The impact to the unit or to the educators in emergency will be just to change the form, so no direct impact to them. So they'll just change it from the green folder to the black folder, and all the educators are trained, and all the PPOs have been moved to the new folder.
I'm Dr. Raymond. I'm a neurologist. I was in the team as well. And I'm going to talk about the PPOs, pre-printed orders for acute stroke patients. And first we established that the usefulness of the PPOs in the provision of care. And we've established that there was, it took about 5 minutes to fill a physician order sheet if we don't use the PPOs, and the PPOs use the time decreased down to about 85 seconds. So it clearly indicates that usefulness of PPO is there. And then we tried to identify the obstacles because we knew that PPOs were used only in about 20% of the cases. We found that there were 2 main obstacles. One was the accessibility of the form. Most of the physicians didn't even know where the forms were in the emergency room. And the second was the the length of the form. It was about 4 pages long form, and most of the time when you hold the form, it just feels too heavy, and it looks like a patient insurance form being filled. So to tackle the first problem, we then looked at the physician assessing the patient in the front of the room. How much does he have to walk, even if he knows where the form is? So it took about, it's a 48 steps to go get the form, taking a chance of being distracted by something else during the process. And then coming back and filling the form. So we proposed that we put that PPO in the acute stroke care form black folder that is present in front of every room that is there. And so that would cut down this significant time that physician spends in going and getting the form. And then the second obstacle was to simplify this form. Over the period of a couple of days, we worked on that and identified those items that were never used in that PPO and were there. So we eliminated those and were able to shorten the form from 4 pages to about 2 pages. And this form is already with the approval committee for PPOs, and hopefully it'll be done in the next few days. We have gotten the feedback from other neurologists, and they are excited to look at the new PPO, and I feel that they feel very comfortable with the mandatory filling of the PPOs with the estimated length of stay mentioned on it as well. So this form shows the pre-Kaizen and post-Kaizen PPO implementation and the difference, but it is not appreciable because those PPOs are not implemented yet because they're not approved. So hopefully next few days we'll be able to do that, and we hope that with that we'll provide safe, effective acute stroke care.